All right, OKC beats the Phoenix Suns in a 4-game sweep. No big surprise there. But I want to go back and go over SGA's game 3 because it was amazing. I do have it muted, or Adam Silver is going to send me to prison. SGA matched up on Colin Gillespie on that one. Kind of hard to see from that angle, but a little baby push off. I don't think it should have been an offensive foul. It wasn't anything too crazy. You can see right here on the replay, SJ gives him a good little bump. It was like a little chicken wing. There was a time, probably 20 years ago, when they called that an offensive foul, but not anymore. Just beautiful, beautiful little sidestep mid-range jumper. SGA hits those all game long. That's just beautiful. Just nice little bump on Devin Booker and gets to his left hand for the finish on that one. Coming off the Crusoe screen and just pops the three. I think SJ is pretty close to 40% from three this season. So that's been one thing he's been working on in his bag. Blows by Gillespie and gets the dump off to Chet right there. That Gillespie matched up on him a whole lot this game. We'll see the replay. That one was really a blatant push off. Let me replay it. You can't really, guess you could see it a little bit on the regular angle. It wasn't super obvious. I thought SJ just shoulder bumped him initially, but if we see on the replay here, it was a really blatant push off on that play. See, they're gonna give us the replay right here. Devin Booker, Devin Booker's kind of crying. If we watch right here, just a full arm extension. That one should have been called an offensive foul, but SGA does get away with a lot of push offs out there. It is what it is. Comes off, no push off right there. That's just a beautiful mid range fall away on the baseline, and it'll hit 9 out of 10 of those. Got Devin Booker switched on him now. Just draws the double team and kicks out to Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams had just been getting better and better with his 3-point shot all season. They had Booker on him, gets the switch. Probably 3 defenders. Let's see. Comes off. Gillespie switches. 1, 2, 3. He had 3 pairs of eyes on him, like he always does, and finds Caruso for the easy layup. That's a nice bounce pass on the baseline for SGA. Match up on Gillespie again. Just another beautiful pull-up on that one. There was no foul there. SGA, I thought he fell down for no reason, but he gets a great or a terrible whistle depending on who you're a fan of. But on this one, Gillespie's not in his landing space, but he gets a lot of calls like that. So fuck it, dude. Fall down. Try to get the free throws if you can. Gillespie touched him on the hip right there, but that's just not a playoff foul. Double teamed. All eyes on SGA. Spins off Gillespie. He was just cooking that man all game long, but they don't really have anybody else to try to guard SGA. Chet Holmgren just swats the shit out of that. I love that move. That move was beautiful. Check that out one more time. What even hit him with on that little Euro step decel and finishes with the left hand? That was a really, really tough finish. Just a little shoulder bump midi. I love that move. When SGA is kind of foul baited and flopping, he can get on my nerves, but when he's just in his bag, it's beautiful to watch. On this one, just a clean shoulder bump. I guess you can call that a little chicken wing, but that's not an offensive foul on that play. I think it's this play. Just nasty little Euro step around Jalen Green. Just gets to his midi again. I guess a little push off, a little shoulder bump, but I didn't think that was anything crazy on that play either. Thought that was more just a shoulder bump step back on that one. You watch that one more time. If you watch, he hits him with a little chicken wing. If y'all remember, this was like 20 years ago probably. They would call offensive fouls. If you just watch a little chicken wing right there, they used to call that an offensive foul all day, but they don't call that anymore. And I don't mind it on that play. I thought that was just a clean ass shoulder bump. I think it's this one. Goes at Devin Booker, gets swiped. They don't call the foul that should have been an and one. SJ comes over the bench. I don't need no foul. I don't need no foul. And he's pumped up about that bucket. I don't know what Devin Booker's doing on this play. Just not paying attention. SJ says, I'll take that and get myself an easy dunk on the other end. Booker, he's just looking up court and just didn't even know SJ was there. SJ gets a great steal. He has great hands on defense. This one's nasty right here. ISO with Dylan Brooks. The little shimmy shake. That's so clean. I love that little shoulder shake and just pops it right in Dylan Brooks' face. Nice little dime to Chet Holmgren. And that's basically everything. They show SGA shoot a couple of free throws at the end. Before I get to the stats, I had one of my coworkers, he was just saying, oh, SGA sucks at basketball. SGA sucks without the free throws. SGA wouldn't be anything. SGA's a free throw merchant, blah, 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 blah. I'm a Spurs fan. I don't like SGA. I don't like any of the Thunder players just because we have our little rivalry, if you want to call it a rivalry. I don't think it is. If the Spurs and OKC match up in the playoffs, we're all hoping that's going to happen. In the Western Conference Finals, Spurs beat OKC. OKC beats the Spurs. However it goes, now it's a rivalry. I don't think teams can be rivals until y'all have matched up in the playoffs at least one time. But again, with us being rivals, the Thunder and the Spurs, I don't like any players on the Thunder. The Thunder and their fans don't like anybody on the Spurs. And that's fine. It's just a kind of a competitive thing. But with me not really liking SGA, I said before, when he flops and foul baits, which he will do a lot, I don't really like to watch that so much. Almost like with James Harden when he used to do that a lot back in 16, 17, whenever James Harden's prime was. I didn't like to watch that so much. But then he gets in his ISO bag. He goes between the legs 20 times and hits a disgusting step back jumper on somebody, crosses the shit out of somebody and dunks on him. And it's awesome to watch. Same thing with SGA. SGA does not suck at basketball. He's one of the best offensive players I've ever seen. Even if he doesn't get free throws, take away his free throws, and oh no, now SGA only averages 25 points on 55% shooting from the field, and that player doesn't suck. So that will get on my nerves when people want to go just with the free throw narrative. Oh, SGA without his free throws, he wouldn't be shit, and it's just you're just not watching the games if you feel that way, to be honest. But right here in this game, speaking of free throws, right here was this game. SGA drops the 42 points. She has the 42 points, 3 turnovers. One of the most impressive things about SGA, you just give him the ball again and again and again all game long. Hey, here you go, Shai, initiate the offense. And he barely turns the ball over, especially for how much he has the ball in his hands. Just makes great decisions. He has 8 assists this game with his 42 points. I mean, in this series, he had 7, 9, 8, and 8 assists. So he's not a Tyrese Halliburton, of course, Nikola Jokic type of playmaker where he's going to have 12 or more assists for the most part. I compare SGA's playmaking kind of to Kobe's playmaking, where you're dribbling the ball, you're in the mid post, ISO, whatever it is. You have 3 different players looking at you, waiting for you to do something, and one of your players gets open, and you pass it out for the wide open shot. SGA gets a bunch of hockey assists as well, where they're just loading up on him. There's 3 players on this side of the court. SGA passes to the top of the 3-point line. They swing it around to the corner, and the Thunder get a wide open 3 because of SGA's gravity, even though he might not get the assist. But yeah, back to my point, he's very low turnover, especially for how much he has the ball in his hands. He always has the ball in his hands and rarely turns the ball over, so that's really impressive for SGA. But the 42 points, the 8 assists, only 3 turnovers, has the 4 rebounds, but that's whatever. They're not really looking for SGA to rebound too much, even though he is a good rebounding guard. In this game, the 42 points, he does take 12 free throw attempts. He's 11 for 12 from the line. There was that one play he watched where Devin Booker obviously fouled him on that particular play, but even without the free throws, like I was saying before, he scores 42 points this game. He's 15 for 18 from the field, which is just fucking stupid. If you're a center and you're 15 for 18 from the field, that's just amazing. I don't expect really any player to shoot 83% from the field. This is some shit where you're just playing with Chris Paul and just catching lob after lob and just getting spoon-fed. But SGA shoots 83% from the field, scores 32 points if you want to take away those 11 free throws, and it's just insane efficiency. On top of that, he's getting double teamed and triple teamed all game long. The whole defense is focusing on him all game long. It's not like he's just coming off pick and rolls and just catching wide open dunks like some centers would that would have an 80% field goal shooting game. But again, I'm a Spurs fan. 15 for 18 is fucking ridiculous. He scores the 42 points. Yes, he takes 12 free throw attempts, but if you're watching the game, SGA gets fouled probably 85% of the time he is actually getting fouled. Then maybe 10 or 15% of the time the official might get the call wrong and it'll get to the line. I do feel like he gets away with the push off a whole lot. In game 3, it was game 3 of the finals last year. He does a pretty rowdy push off on the baseline before he hits that big clutch shot on the baseline, if you guys remember. So I do think he gets away with the push offs a lot. That's one thing that'll frustrate me. Officials don't call that. But in defense of SGA, in defense of Thunder fans, if they're not calling it, keep on doing it. If you can take a jumper and you don't get fouled, but you fall down and the refs blow the whistle, keep on falling down, keep on getting to the line, do whatever you can to win the game. So again, as a Spurs fan, I don't like the Thunder. I don't like SGA, but people will just look at this stat line and say, oh, SGA took 12 free throws. SGA is a free throw merchant. When if you actually watch the game, there might have been one call where I thought he didn't get fouled and they gave him the free throws, but he just gets to the rim a lot. He's great at drawing fouls. He's great at using his pump fake and getting to the free throw line. So in defense of SGA and Thunder fans, he's just an amazing offensive player, one of the best offensive players we've ever seen, and that's with or without the free throws. People just love to look at the free throw attempts, not even watch the game. They watch little YouTube shorts and shit of SGA flopping and just say, "Oh, all this guy can do is flop and get to the free throw line," and it's just not true, dude. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 7 billion subscribers. Let me know what you thought about SGA's 42-point game. Just what you thought about his first round. He's 25 points, 37, 42, and 31. So the 25-point game on... Oh, I forgot that was an off game. He had 25 points. He was 5 for 18. He shot 28% from the field. And everyone said, oh, I fucking told you without the free throws, SGA wouldn't be shit. And then he comes back 52%, 83%, 58% from the field and scores 37, 42, and 31 points. So the free throw narrative, it's just he does shoot a lot of free throws, but with or without him, he's still one of the best offensive players that we've ever seen. And even as a Spurs fan, I can still admit that. Again, please like and subscribe, like the video, hate the video, tell your friends, do something, and we'll see y'all next time.